This is Michael B. of Higher Truth Radio. Got my Hillary for Prison t-shirt on. Love to see her go. Let's talk about last night's debate. First of all, Cruz and Rubio started out great. I thought they were very impressive. And then midway to the end, their wheels came off. And quite frankly, I think they embarrassed themselves. Let's first talk about this tax situation. I don't remember anyone in 2012 complaining about Mitt Romney getting the nomination in July of 2012 and not releasing his tax returns until September. I didn't hear any problems with that, okay? Meanwhile, this is a guy who wiped out American companies, okay? He wiped them out. Many companies wiped out. Donald Trump said repeatedly that after the audit is completed, he will release his tax returns. He never said he'll never release them. He's going to release them after the audit, and I think that's extremely reasonable. Like he said, no lawyer of yours is going to say, yeah, make everything public during an audit. That's ridiculous. So I really felt Cruz was cheap and gratuitous when it came to this nonsensical tax situation. As far as the thing that happened 38 years ago, it was 38 years ago, okay? Everybody screws up. I mean, was Romney a saint? Is McCain a saint? Was Ronald Reagan a saint when he was governor of California? No. And, this notion that, Donald Trump is a Democrat in disguise, and he's going to make deals with Democrats. Well, I remember Ronald Reagan. He won by 2 landslides, okay? In order for that to happen, there had to be a huge Republican turnout, and there was. But I think it's reasonable to conclude, without researching it, that he also got Democrats to cross over, to vote for him, especially in 1984. He won every single state but Walter Mondale's home of Minnesota. So he won traditional blue states. How can that happen? Obviously, Democrats saw Reagan's vision and also voted for him. Cruz and Rubio are not going to pull these people in. It's a fact. It's a fact. And people already on Facebook are saying that if Trump is a nominee in November, they're either going to do stupid things like write in Ted Cruz. That's just going to dilute the vote and give it to Hillary, especially in the swing states, and or they're going to stay home, period. Which, again, what does that do? By default, you're giving your vote to Hillary. So you get what you deserve. So really, the followers of Cruz and Rubio, I think they're the poorly educated ones, okay? So moving on to immigration, I'm going to go back to Ted Cruz. Now all of a sudden, and this is recent, he wants to build a wall. Here's a guy that wanted to greatly expand foreign work visas. Like, that really helps America. Right now he wants to build a wall. And for the first time, I'm hearing, let's bring jobs back home to America. Ted Cruz should dye his hair red and call himself Mini Trump. I mean, seriously. Rubio on immigration, Gang of 8, he's gone. Kasich and Carson drop out now because you don't know the Constitution. Obviously, you're doing a pathway. You don't want to call it citizenship, but certainly to stay here. They've already violated the Constitution. Their records can't be clean. They're already dirty by coming here illegally. So to say that they can pay some taxes and stay here, wrong. That's unconstitutional. Both of you are out. Go home now. You're worthless and you're taking up space. So Trump is dead on, and he's dead on about making Mexico pay for it. How is he going to do that? It is obvious that Mexico is not going to write a check for $12 billion. No. Trump is going to shrink the massive trade deficit we have with Mexico and China. That additional revenue is going to pay for the wall. So that's what he means by having Mexico pay for it. They will. They will pay for it by tax tariffs on goods coming back in, shrinking that trade deficit. That is how they're going to pay for it. Rubio Not knowing anything about business, he brings up, well, you hired a lot of foreign people. Again, Trump is right. By these bogus free trade agreements, American companies cannot compete with Mexico, China, Japan, etc., who purposefully devalue their currency to choke American companies. By penalizing American companies, shipping jobs abroad, and then bringing products back in, it's going to force American companies to think better of it, to think, whoa, I'm going to get hit with these huge levies. Maybe I should consider keeping jobs in America and bringing the ones I send back home. So Trump is 100% correct. This man is a self-made billionaire, like he said. He did not inherit $20 million. His father was still alive when Trump went on his own. He borrowed $1 million. He turned $1 million into billions, okay? So he's the winner. On healthcare, Donald Trump was specific. This is ridiculous. By Rubio and Cruz. Do you want the President of the United States to actually write out insurance plans? Donald Trump is not an actuary, and he is not an insurance salesman. This is what the insurance companies are going to do. What Trump is saying is that by taking away the state constraints, companies can pile in to all 50 states. This is going to create competition. I talked about this in an earlier video when I compared it to breaking up the telecommunications monopoly in the early 80s, done by Ronald Reagan, by the way. You create competition. Instead of only having a handful of insurance companies to deal with in your state, you are now going to be able to have a broader spectrum. This is going to put the heat on these insurance companies to have better plans at lower prices to get your business, okay? Donald Trump specifically said insurance in America will be private, which, by the way, Sweden is now switching to private healthcare. I'm going to talk a lot about that in detail on my radio show this Monday night on Blog Talk, Higher Truth Radio, on the Patriot Families Network, 8 p.m. Monday night Central Time, right before Super Tuesday. So, folks, let's just get in line, okay? Donald Trump was calm, cool, and collected. He was double-teamed by two nipping chihuahuas, and he kicked their ass. Let's just be reasonable, okay? And I implore you, all right, you don't like Trump for whatever reason, great. But if he becomes the nominee, I am imploring you, do not stay home. Do not write in a vote. Vote for the Republican nominee. I will. If Cruz or Rubio gets it, I'm going to vote for them. Do not let this criminal, okay, do not let this criminal occupy the White House another 4 to 8 years, along with her, by minimum, alleged sexual predator husband, okay? Let's make America great again by having a Republican in office and vote Republican all the way down the line, and let's keep both houses. Let's get this done, America. Let's put our petty differences aside, and let's do what's right for the country. Thank you. This is Michael B., always seeking higher truth.